Hi, I'm George Self. This video is one in a series designed to help with the R Labs for BASV316 Introductory Methods of Analysis. This video introduces the Lab Manual. In our class, you'll be required to complete several labs. All of those labs will be done with a program called R. However, you will not need to download and install anything on your computer. All of our labs can be done completely online. I've successfully completed these labs on Windows, Macintosh, and Linux systems. I've used the Chrome browser, I've used Edge in Windows, and I've used Firefox. The only browser that does not seem to work is Safari in a Macintosh system. So if you're using a Mac, you'll have to go to either Chrome or Firefox. Your lab manual is found at labs.basv316.com. The lab manual is divided into several different labs, and you can see them here on the left side of the screen. I also have two appendices. The first one has some information about using color in the R system, and the second one has information about the various data frames that we are using. For example, if you're doing some lab and they talk about the attitude data frame, you can come into the appendix and find information about where this data came from and the various variables that you find in the data frame. All of our labs look exactly the same. And for this video, I'm just going to go to Lab 5, the frequency table. The lab starts out with a little bit of an introduction to tell you why the skill is important, what you would use it for in a data science capacity. Then there are several activities. In this case, the first activity is a frequency table. I have some introductory information about frequency tables, what they are and why they're important. And then for the lab itself, there are three different parts. First is a simple demonstration of a frequency table. In this case, the R script is only one line long. That first line is simply a comment. I will explain what the line does. So line 2 creates a frequency table. Then, in order to demonstrate this particular R script, I'll click Run. R will execute, and you'll see here the result of this command. Now, I will point out that this particular window has two tabs. We're right now looking at the console. If I click on Script, I can go back to my original script, or I can go to the console and see the console. After the demonstration, you will have a guided practice. Now, the guided practice is where you enter the same command with a slightly different twist to it, and then check to see if you got it right. My recommendation is, because we know the demonstration script works, I'll come up here and I'll copy that demonstration script, and I'll come down to the guided practice window and I'll paste it in. Now, for the guided practice, I said it would be slightly different. Here I need to create a frequency table for the chick weights data frame and the feed variable. Now, don't worry about understanding this $sign operator. In earlier labs, I'll show you exactly how to use that and what it's for. For this lab, I just want to demonstrate how the R system works. So I've typed in my command, I click Run, and because this is a guided practice, R helpfully tells me I got it right. Now I'm going back to the script, and I will intentionally do something wrong. Well, let me just misspell the word feed, a little typo there, and I'll run this. Now R is telling me very helpfully check that the variable for the table function is chickwait's $feed. So if I go back to the script, I can look and I can see, oops, I did misspell that, so I can put that in there. And it will again tell me that I did it right. Now, if you work on your script and you try 2 or 3 times and you see the error messages and nothing seems to be making sense, you can always click Solution. And that will bring up the solution for this particular script, so you can see the solution, you can compare it to your own, and you can even execute it if you want. After all of that, next comes the deliverable. Now again, I'm just going to copy this because I know this works, and I'll come down here to the deliverable and paste it in. Now the deliverable is what I actually want you to send to me. So I'm saying now, using the cafe data frame, create a frequency table for meal. So I'll change this to cafe and meal and run this, and there's the frequency table for cafe. So what I would do now, because this is deliverable, this is what you have to turn in for a grade, you can simply copy this and paste it into a Word document to send to me. Now I have posted on our Desire to Learn site, I have posted example documents so you can see what's expected. For example, for Lab 5, here is what I would expect you to submit. And it's that simple. So you can work through all of these particular activities for this lab. And at the very bottom of this lab, the deliverable simply says, complete the activities and submit them for a grade. All of your labs look at almost exactly the same. Oh, for instance, for Lab 4, there's an introduction, there are several activities, and then the deliverable that you submit. Lab 3. I do want to point out one different sort of lab. 3 of our labs involve visualizations. And I wanted to show you this. This is Lab 6, Visualizing Frequency. So we're going to be creating some nice graphs here. Oh, here's a bar plot. We'll be using a clustered bar plot, which is a little more complicated. You'll do a pie chart in here. You'll do even what's called a heat map. And so there are lots of different visualizations we'll be using. I wanted to point out, though, these are slightly different. First, the script is a little more complicated than what we were doing earlier. And if I execute this script, the result is in a mashed down format that's really kind of hard to see. But now there's this double-headed arrow button. If I click this, then this visualization will open up in an external window. And now I can copy from here into my Word document in order to get a nice looking graph instead of this squished up thing. Now, some students complain that they don't get the window that pops out like you just saw on my computer, and that may be because you have pop-outs blocked. And on your browser, you can set the browser to permit pop-outs for my website for the lab manual. If you don't know how to do that, please contact me and I'll be glad to help with that. That's about it for this video. I'm looking forward to working with you. Good luck with your labs. I'll be seeing you online.